Hey everyone, welcome to Universe xyzDAO Project Call 12. We had a big week last week with the Lobsters. I'll let Tyler dive in and talk about that. We think that was a big success. So thank you everyone for participating in that.
Yeah, it was a huge success. I mean, I didn't quite know from like the perspective of like from a lobbying perspective, just like how much money we actually ended up donating to crypto efforts. And it's obviously coming at like the right time with regulators like trying to learn what's going on with crypto and like what they can do. But there's currently a DAO vote up to donate the 1,000 ETH to Coin Center, which is like, if you go look at the DAO vote, it kind of explains who they are. Like Niraj has been in the space for a very long time. Anybody that's kind of like an OG crypto person has definitely like seen him around crypto Twitter talking about lobbying efforts. But he works with an organization called Coin Center, and they actually said that their annual budget, this is basically 4 times their annual budget, which I mean, maybe a lot of crypto people that are wealthy have their own lobby groups that they're working with. So I'm not going to carpet the entire industry and say that, but I will say like about any individual people, but I will say that's actually kind of pathetic. So if you're in crypto, I definitely would recommend, like, if you feel like you missed the drop, like getting Lobsters, like we're going to continue to ongoing support lobbying efforts in DC, which like a lot of people have asked about, like, why is it America? I mean, obviously we're all Americans, but America is still like the world superpower, whether you want to argue that or not. And they have a massive reach like globally. And ultimately we need to get America on our side for crypto. China's another massive world superpower. If people in China want to do these efforts, I have no idea anything about the Chinese government or how to work through that. So like I can't help, but we're American. So we see it as like, let's kind of start where we can drive the most impact. And yeah, basically the largest lobbying group in all of crypto for like American interests in DC, it can now multiply by 4x of what its actual budget was running up to this point at like a pretty pivotal time when we actually need it the most. So as far as that goes, I mean, I think that the project was a massive success, but we were even talking before we got on this call, we need to work on marketing, let people explain to the ecosystem that like, yes, like ongoing sales of these things, we're still going to be working with them. You didn't miss the drop. We're talking about like additional things that we can build off of it. We're obviously like extremely busy with like some of the stuff we'll talk about on the call, like the Polymorph game, the auctions and minting stuff is coming along, the marketplace is coming along. So like, at risk of this started as a tweet thread with some industry leaders a couple weeks ago. We worked our asses off to get this out and get it launched. And so we still have all the other stuff that we need to focus on. But I think that this was absolutely successful enough that we continue to work off of the kind of like momentum and well-timed movement that we have in place here. So I would say, as far as that goes, it's like too long didn't read. Like we need time to work through all the details. But like if we do all of this correctly, and Lobsters continues to be a long-term success and not like a flash in the pan, I think we can drive like long-term and enact real change for the ecosystem that naturally helps America, but that also helps like the rest of the world. Even if that sounds egotistical to say as an American, it's just the fact and reality of the way the world works right now. So this was a huge success. It's going to a very good cause. It's going to help all of us, anybody watching this that owns an NFT, even if you're not super deep into the industry. I don't think people realize how much change and how much this is actually going to help people. So it's a massive win in my head. And I think everybody on this call wants to make sure that it continues to be a massive success and an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
I think it's just really important for people to understand that it is continually ongoing, right? It's not over. If you want to keep contributing, it's not at the same, you don't contribute at the same level, but like it is designed as like in perpetuity, these will always go back in some way to lobbying efforts. I forget the percentage, but like it's almost like a badge of honor to have one in your portfolio to be like, I am supportive of this idea. And as the price goes up, the more you support it, and like the more people who hold, the higher the floor will go, right? So like
I tweeted about that, and so did G Money. That I mean, at some point, like I think that people that don't have these in their wallets, like it's a look like, yeah, I mean, I know everybody's making a ton of money in the industry, which is why it's kind of pathetic that like Coin Center's only gotten $1 million in donations up till Lobby Lobsters. But like, yeah, I mean, there's people that have like $50 million of NFTs in their wallet, and they don't even want to help lobbying efforts. And like some of these people are Americans, right? Like
lobbying ain't cheap, folks.
50 million is just a random number. I'm not talking about any specific person. Like that was just, I threw that number out in case people go and like try to figure out who I'm talking about. But yeah, basically, like I think at some point this will become a badge of honor. It also like almost is like anti-grift. Like, I mean, if you're making a bunch of money on NFTs and you don't care about long-term helping the ecosystem, like in my head, that's a grift. But people can have their own opinions on that.
That's a grip.
A few other things on the Lobby Lobsters is a lot in the community have been asking us about Rarity tools and Rarity Sniper. We just hopefully Rarity Sniper gets us up there within the next few days. We're good with them. Rarity tools seems extremely backed up. We tried reaching out to them even before. I knew that they were hard to get in touch with. So I tried reaching out to them before. They finally got back to me yesterday and told me that they're just completely slammed. So we'll eventually get on Rarity tools. It's just, it seems like they're not really in the capacity that they can onboard us at this moment. But we're working on it. We're trying to get there. A few other sites have listed our rarities. Al posted one last night in the Discord and he called it the unofficial rarity. So there was
So yeah, technically any of them are going to be unofficial Rarity, because all of those math formulas they use, even Rarity tools, it's all opinion based, because like there's stuff that you could argue that you think that they should change. But the site that has a Rarity tool for us is called Nifty River.
Nifty River, yeah.
I pinned a link to it in the Lobby Lobster channel in our Discord, on our general chat.
And yeah, just some other stuff about the lobsters is we're definitely thinking about like ideas and stuff to do with them. Like we're not just gonna leave them alone. We've had a few people come in the Discord and like accuse us of like all sorts of weird stuff. But yeah, we are
I
thinking.
don't really understand how people could even get mad. Like, I mean, we were very open. Like the entitlement of some people in crypto is like beyond me. Like we were very open that this money was going to Coin Center. Like we did not keep the money, or like we said it was going to lobbying efforts, right? We didn't even say it was going to Coin Center. Like you guys can go look at the DAO vote and go on Coin Center's website and literally see that the ETH address that this thing is going to is like a credited lobbying group that's done more for lobbying efforts in crypto than any other one, right? So like, if you bought it for any other reason that you like the art and you wanted to support lobbying efforts in DC, like in my head, fuck off. Like we'll keep working on it. because we want to and we like to, but like we didn't keep the money. Like we didn't like leave with it. It didn't go to tylerwardwallet.com, right? Like if people have an issue with that, like I don't know, did you like, you didn't read the text on the site that we put out? We were super clear about what we were doing, why, everything. Like, and plus, like, you're not in it for the right reason, just sell your lobby lobster. Like someone else will buy it and they'll join the movement.
Exactly.
And the blockchain will always know you.
Yeah, just remember, we'll always know.
And we'll know in Discord if you're a douchebag.
Everyone who did that in your wallet is blacklisted from Clubhouse. Right.
Yeah, that would
I
be.
don't think
pretty
there's
funny.
anything wrong with selling a lobby lobster, but I think coming into the Discord and suggesting that like we're not doing something like post-launch that we were expected to do, like we were pretty clear. Like I think the art looks cool. And yeah, the money went where we said it was going. Like, what else do you want us to do something more than what we said we were gonna do? Like your money that you used went to lobbying efforts in DC. If that's not why you bought it, like I don't know what to tell you. That's a you problem.
All right. So now that the lobby lobsters are discussed, and thank you everyone from the community, and even thank you to the haters, because y'all are what motivates us. But yeah, we couldn't have done it without all of you guys. We're all in this together, and that 1,000 ETH is definitely going to go towards helping and making a difference. And honestly, we should all be proud of this, and it came at a perfect time. I'm already talking to Tyler about ways that we can, try to help and figure out more things. So if you guys are interested, me and Tyler get a ton of DMs, but, definitely like hit us up if you have ideas on how to help in your local area, or, the best thing that you can do is get boots on the ground and call your senator. You can do your own donation to Coin Center. They have a public address on their website, like Tyler said. Anyone has the ability to donate directly to them, and nothing is stopping anyone from doing that. Maybe they just need a little bit more awareness, and that you can donate ETH to them, which is really cool in my opinion. Like Tyler said, there's people out there buying a 2,000 ETH crypto pump. Some of those people could probably pull ETH out of cold storage and make an easy 2,000 ETH donation. And
I mean, some of those people like live in China and stuff, right? Like they may not care about like US effort.
no, yeah, I'm just saying, if you really think about them.
But I do know that there are some like, I even watched some of the like, what do you call it? Crypto influencers that I know are American, because I've been in like Twitter spaces with them, and they have American accents, and they were like talking shit about lobby lobsters. And it's like, all right, I mean, you're like not in this for the right reasons. Plus, like, if you don't get active on what you're doing, that like your NFT like ecosystem is not going to make it long term. Like, just like we're having to fight in DeFi, like they're going to come for NFTs next, and there's going to be a lot of scrutiny for the things that are going on. And yeah, if the NFT community doesn't start getting active for the things that are happening in DC, like you're going to be sadly disappointed when you see how much power those people actually do have to affect this movement. So enjoy the Twitter spaces while you can, or you can get active and try to make sure this is a long-term thing.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely serious, like with the elections coming up, and this is a time where we have the ability to move and actually make a difference. So if you want to make a difference and do that, the best way to do it is call your congressmen, call your senators, try to educate your local public officials, donate money to local lobbyist groups, get involved.
And buy a lobby lobster and make it your profile picture and start talking about it. I mean, we're gonna keep building on top of this. Like it's important whether people realize it or not. I mean, we're not gonna stop here.
For sure. Just saying, there's other ways to get involved too, and you can do it yourself. The whole someone else going to do it mentality is not going to do it here. We all got to work together, and we're all in this together, whether we like it or not. So we'll go on and move on to the polymorphs because I have a few updates on that, and we've been talking about the lobby lobsters, and we're all good on that. So the polymorph battle game is audits. It's actually looking finished and fun. We have seen the polymorphs battle, and I think everyone is going to be super excited when they're going to eventually be able to battle each other. I don't think I've gone over too much about the game, but it's going to be like one. Basically, you're going to join into a game and fight a random polymorph, and each polymorph is going to have stats based on the items that they have. And we have a few lists that are floating around in the Discord about the polymorph power scaling that kind of shows how much power they have, or how much like damage, or I think it's attack and defense is kind of our main two stats. And either all the attributes either go towards attack or go towards defense. They have a scalable range. So say like the Taekwondo pants, I think are 1 through like 150 attack. I think it's 150 attack and defense, maybe. I don't know off the top of my head because I'm not looking at it, but so like the combination of all these items, they add up, and then you have a random number that's pulled within your range, and also that happens on the other side, and whoever has the highest number wins. So, but then it's going to basically simulate a battle, and you'll get to watch the polymorphs fight, and one of the will win, and then someone will win the ETH that's wagered, and that person can either keep battling their polymorph, or leave them because he's undefeated or something. I don't really know how people are going to play this or game it. I'm kind of thinking a lot of people are going to want to like battle polymorphs and go undefeated. Like I'm really looking forward to seeing how good Justra's polymorph. He has the full Spartan. I just really, we have the David versus Goliath effect in this game. So no one polymorph is going to be too overpowered, but I think the ones that have full sets will have a slight advantage. So it'll be pretty cool to see how it actually plays out. But yeah, we're extremely excited about that, and the devs have been playing around with it, and they've been having a lot of fun. I think everyone else will have fun. Also, our Polygon bridge and some of that stuff that we froze the polymorph scrambling for is actually finished. We're gonna line all that up to be audited as well with as soon as we can. And once we get that all audited and make sure that everything's okay there, we're going to turn the scrambling back on and get that up so that people can bridge their polymorphs to Polygon, and they'll be able to scramble. You'll be able to do feeless scrambling. Your scrambling is still going to cost money. I saw some people in the Discord mention they thought one thing we said that they're going to get free scrambles. We may have misworded what we said. We meant feeless scrambles, not free scrambles. So if anyone misinterpreted that, we're sorry. But yeah, you're not going to get this scramble polymorph for free. It's just you're not going to have to pay a gas fee anymore once you get it over there to Polygon. But yeah, that's finished, and we're going to be able to get a proposal back up soon to turn the scrambling back on so everyone can kind of resume that. And we appreciate everyone for being like patient and understanding why we had to freeze the scrambling. So we appreciate everyone being cool about that, although it's taken us about a month and we thought we were going to do it faster, but all good. We'll get it back on and everyone will resume, and then we'll have the battle game around the same time, and everyone will be I think everyone's gonna be having some fun, and not to mention, we have other games in the pipeline. I know y'all, the community knows about Morphland, which is our second game, and the team's already working on V2 version of the battle game, and you know, we're not gonna stop building. Like Tyler said, you know, the people that think we're not going to build stuff or think we're done with the lobby lobsters, like, just watch what we're doing with polymorphs, please. And you can make a judgment on what you think we're doing. So basically, yeah, we have a lot coming for polymorph holders. Not to mention, we have a party that we put a proposal in for November. Troy, do you want to maybe
Yeah, so
the details
this
on
is,
that?
yeah, so this is Tim's initiative, but, and I'll give a quick rundown. Essentially, there's a proposal being put in. It's in the snapshot right now. I'm not sure if it, okay, so it did pass. So we're going to put it into the DAO, but what it is, it's a $400,000 payment for a party in New York on November. So it says on the snapshot November 3rd, but I actually think it's going to be November 4th. Tim would be able to answer that. And it's going to be at a world-class venue in New York City. Attendees of up to 2,200. Tim is actually going to be subsidizing the 400K with 100K of his own money. There's going to be some VIPs there. There's going to be, it's going to be like a big party. But the big deal for universe token holders, mainly for people that hold these bad boys behind you, the polymorphs, is you can actually use the polymorphs to get into the venue. So if you hold a polymorph, it's your ticket to the party. Okay. So that's why we're going to be sponsoring this event. We can't say, I don't think we've said exactly who it is with yet. And I don't know if we have legal, yeah, so we don't have legal clearance yet, but trust me, it's going to be huge. And we're all really excited for it. So I think it's November 4th. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do November 4th because NFT NYC extended a day, and Tim
Right.
wants it to be the last night. He wants it to be a big, you know, like sending off, and so it's gonna be the last night. I think they added a night or an extra day, so it'll be November 4th, and we'll have special guests, VIP people who, you know, aren't maybe not polymorph holders, but everyone will know. And, you know, we'll have live music. We're not going to announce who's performing. But, you know, community can take their guesses. But we aren't announcing any of that stuff yet. I'm not sure Troy mentioned, but the venue, I think, is about 2,200 people. Right now, there's only, I want to say there's 1,700 polymorph holders. So as of right now, every single polymorph holder is definitely getting in party and has the ability to get into this party. So I want everyone to take note of that. November 4th, New York City NFT is what we're doing, and we're going to be there. And if you guys want to be there, y'all are invited to the party, and you guys can meet us. We're going to be there. We're going to be having fun, and we want to do this for y'all. This is kind of going to be a big we're hoping that we have all of our products launched, and this is going to be our product launch, kind of our big kind of, hey, this is Universe. We're here to stay. We want to be a part of this ecosystem, and we're really excited about it. So we want everyone to be there. You know, if you want your friend to go, there's time to get polymorph still. Just, you know, do what you need to do. I have a few more updates on the auctions and minting. Our auctions and minting audits, this is like our third round of audits, but it's come back and it looks really good. We have minor changes that we had to make, and we just sent those changes back, and hopefully we can have those audits completely finalized to publish. But basically we're going ahead and connecting all the backend and getting our test environment finished, and then we're basically going to open up beta testing to some of our users in the Discord, we have about 100 people called the chosen ones, who were discretionary people who helped us along really over the last 8 months, and were very early supporters. We're going to give those people beta testing access to be able to go in and help us find any edge cases or see if there's any bugs. Because one big thing about when you're developing sites and doing projects like this is when you've been staring at the same stuff for a few months, it's very easy to overlook small little things. So getting new eyes on it is actually one of the best things you can do. So
Called tunnel vision.
what?
It's called like design and development tunnel vision.
Yeah. It happens to me all the time. You get a new set of eyes on something and they pull up a really good point, and sometimes you got to make changes, or sometimes it's just a quick little front end UI fix, or something's maybe a button's not working how it needs to. But yeah, we'll just need a little bit of help with that. But honestly, we're getting right on the finish line for this, so we're going to be really excited when we can finally get this launched and people can start minting NFTs on Universe. Marketplace is coming, but it's not going to be instant. When you mint an NFT on Universe, you're going to be able to use our auctions to auction off your NFT. You'll be able to get 100% of the revenue, 100% of the initial sale on auctions goes to you, the artist. We take no fee on that. You can take an NFT that you minted on Universe and move it to any platform and sell it. You're going to have, you're subject to the fees on those websites. But just know that, our minting platform, we're working towards trying to create completely decentralized technology. And we'll continue to move toward making NFTs completely decentralized as the technology grows and gets better every month, every year. So just want everyone to know, we're not just going to launch and then not continuously update this. We're going to be adding new features, adding new tools. And the really cool part about how we have this structured as the DAO is anyone that owns XYZ tokens can come in and suggest a feature, or say hey, we should have this on the website, and then we can get a proposal spun up and we can build that. I think that that's a very powerful way about doing things, especially because I've seen so many times where, I don't mean to throw OpenSea under the bus, but even Rarible, I see it, people tweet out something and say oh, it'd be really sick if we had this feature. And it just gets buried in a tweet thread and no one really goes back to it. Universe is a place where that tweet thread can exist and then say hey, let's go back to this, put a proposal in, and let's add this feature, because I think this conversation was really good, but maybe everyone has ADD in this industry. We think, oh, this is really shining over here, let's fucking do this, and then it's oh, we forgot about this great idea that someone had in this conversation, but hey, that was a really good idea. And even Rarible, totes to them. I've been checking out Rarible this last few weeks, because they've really been making interface updates that the community has been asking for months, like a buy now filter. I don't know how it took them so long to get that, but the community asked for that, and they didn't have to do a governance vote. But the fact that Rarible even did that, because the community, that was something the community was asking for months ago, and they finally did it. So I see OpenSea say I don't know how decentralized companies are going to make decisions, but it's it doesn't seem like the centralized companies are making decisions that much faster anyway. So if someone in the community thinks that it's powerful enough and needs to get done, they can take it upon themselves and get a proposal in and say we need this feature now. And the community can agree or disagree on it. And I think that, you know, if anyone hasn't had that realization yet, you know, I know we talk about it sometimes on the project calls, but we have new people tune in every week. And so just want to say, you know, we're prepared to build with the community and go in the direction that the community wants us to go. This is what we wanted to build, and we're almost done building it. And once we're done, like, we're ready to give the community the reins, and we're ready to continue building with you guys so that we can build what the community wants. And honestly, I personally think that's super powerful and is what decentralization is all about. That's really it for our updates, but I always like to turn it over to the community and check out what they're saying. So let me go to the project management channel where everyone asks us questions. Right, August 30th. Okay, I don't see any questions. I think we answered this question. Actually, I don't think we did answer this question. This is a really good question.
What is the question? And then we can figure out who answered.
It was, I think we answered it, but this guy was talking about the gas and how OpenSea has so many wallets. And basically, is there a way, hold on. This guy's saying, like, I know we kind of go into a layer 2 conversation. Really, the question is really kind of dragged out, but it simply is asking, like, are we interested in L2s? Like, are we going to build, like, when ETH2 comes out, like, how is this going to affect the gas fees? I mean, that's a pretty long answer. I think, you know, Tyler and Troy probably could answer this a little bit better.
Some of it's tough to know, but like the short answer is like, we're building the Polymorphs battle game on like Polygon. Even for Barnbridge, we're looking into like optimism. I mean, they're like, we're looking at layer 2s. I mean, if this activity in the ecosystem continues, it's inevitable that we have to build to them. And so like there are rock star developers on this project, and like the answer is yes. Like the difference is going to be though that like part of, I mean, the best NFTs are on Ethereum. So like you can't really, I mean, there's going to be gas fees to bridge your NFTs to a layer 2 in the first place. So like, yeah, we'll work on that, and we'll build 2 layer 2s, but like a lot of people still demand that like NFTs are on Ethereum. And so that's going to like essentially affect things. So that's a loaded question where we could talk, like we could have a conversation about NFT layer 2s. Like someone could do like a 4-hour panel on that, right?
Yeah.
But we're definitely working on it. I mean, I think without question, like anyone who's building a platform like Universe, or is even really playing around with NFTs in a meaningful way, is probably looking at layer 2s and testing on them and building to them.
Yeah, I mean, the whole industry is really interested in layer 2s. Obviously, Ethereum building their own layer 2, ETH2. But even, you know, our devs, especially George, who's not really our dev, George is his own guy, but George is extremely excited about Polygon in their Hermes merger, where they're doing ZK ups. And I've even heard people experimenting with ZKs on ETH layer 1. So like there's a lot of factors that
Well, no, that is just a ZK. It's like a layer 1 with a ZK is the layer 2. But like Immutable is doing awesome stuff with ZKs. for NFTs. I think that's where Alluvium's going. Polygon.
Internally, though, we've even started talking about that Vitalik proposal in ETH research, where it's like the NFT cross-chain or the cross roll-up NFTs. I mean, I've had some preliminary conversations with George about that, but that's a pretty interesting idea because then everything can exist across all the roll-ups, and then you just have the NFTs exist in the across all of them, all at once, right? That's a really wild concept. So, I mean, there's a lot of options there, and you know, like everyone's like even Vitalik's proposing stuff, and I've never seen him even talk about NFTs. So he's like, even he's working on stuff. And there's definitely competitors out there for Ethereum. So it's good that, you know, the ecosystem is working on stuff. Like Solana's doing stuff that needs to be like that probably. Avalanche too. Like these things are there. So there's definitely
Definity. I mean, there's like Flow. So we just in DeFi got around to doing optimistic rollups. Like, I mean, that took Kane and the Optimism team like a year to get all that stuff situated. Arbitrum just launched. And I think Vitalik has said in the past that like ZK rollups are kind of the end game and like optimistic rollups will come first. And it's looking like he was right 3 years ago when he said that. So yeah, I mean, the whole industry is working on that. If people are building right now and not thinking deeply about layer 2 and how it's all going to work, then I don't know, maybe they should start. Like, because it's, yeah, to Troy's point, even Vitalik's talking about it at this point.
I just think there's like true competition occurring, and I mean, I'm a big fan. The competition definitely breeds innovation. So puts a fire under your ass, and I think that's a good thing. So I think you're going to see things change a lot in the next couple months, maybe. But yeah, I think it's healthy. And don't worry, guys, we are watching it very closely, and we will maneuver how we need to. So if you're with us, you can be resting assured that we are looking towards the future. We're not going anywhere.
Okay. Yeah, we have the best team, and we'll just let you know that we have the best teams all over. That's why we have the Tampa Bay Bucks. They're gonna win tonight by 22. So we're on the right teams, if that's what y'all need to know. The winning teams.
We like to win.
We like to win. We like the wins.
We've talked about a bunch of different ways to make our future drops have less gas. So
oh yeah, Allie, you definitely talk about this. I love this idea, and I think that I've seen a few other people mention some cool ideas too. But yeah, for sure, bring this up, please.
Talk about the ways that we can get cheaper gas. You're saying?
Well, just like for NFT drops in general, I think that you made a really good point.
One of my favorite ones that got executed recently was this project Riot Racers, and they basically released their NFTs on Polygon, and they've been looking for like a good way to drop NFTs. And so they drop at these big drops. So they've only done 3, and they're really competitive to get. So they've been like really experimenting with it. And so one of their most recent one was awesome though. What you would do is you would go on their UI and you would add one of the racers to your cart, and you would buy it, and you weren't really buying it. You were just transferring money to them and like letting them know which car you wanted. When you added the racer to your cart, it would give you 15 minutes to buy, and no one else could. And if you didn't buy within 15 minutes, it would put it back on the marketplace for everybody. And so you were buying with ETH on mainnet, and you were just paying like a $10 gas fee to send the ETH to Riot Racers, and then they transfer you the car for free on Polygon. And so it actually happened when that drop happened recently when gas was like super high, and everyone was like worried about it right before they were dropping, because nobody could transfer ETH onto Polygon for like a good price. And so they let us all know that we weren't going to need to do that. And then we were like worried the gas was going to be high on mainnet. And then they somehow made it to where it was only $10. It was just a really good idea. They've managed to execute like a really low gas drop during a time when gas was crazy for everyone. And then but we've
Yeah, it
talked
looks like
about other ways
raffles
too.
are kind of an interesting way to do.
Yeah, we've talked about other ways too. Another thing that I tell projects all the time is that like if you're having if a project's not on Polygon, for example, like it's something that any project could easily do if gas is crazy and they have high demand, they could just do like a right to buy raffle, and it could even have multiple winners, and just everyone who wins that raffle, you just set up a private sale for them, and they can buy when they have time or like when the gas goes down. And just that's another awesome way to implement a low gas drop when gas is crazy. And then also if you have the tech for it, you could do mint passes or some type of ticketing, and that's definitely another way that we've talked about. So yeah, we're definitely not just ignoring the gas situation. We have considered ideas to workarounds for that on our future drops. We didn't have time to implement that for Lobby Lobsters because we wanted Lobby Lobsters to be out as soon as possible, because that's an ongoing cause that we want to help as soon as we could. If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
and we probably won't figure this out in the next few months. Our focus is getting the auctions, minting, and marketplace out, and before we do any more NFT drops. But all right, everyone, I appreciate it, and we're all gonna go because I have to go right now. So thank you, everyone. We appreciate it.
Take care, everyone.